In a way, this is a perfect trade. There was a delay in the deal itself because one of the players needed to be notified, but the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Dallas Stars have made a move. Elliot Friedman here gives the details. It is Matt Dumba and a 2028 second-round pick to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for Vladislav Kolyachonok. That's it. It's a 2-for-1 type of transaction where both teams' fan bases can look at the deal and say, yes, thank goodness this trade was able to be made. Firstly, you have the Dallas Stars fans going out there and saying, hey, wait a minute, Matt Dumba, that guy's making $3.75 million a year till the end of next season. And for the profile that he brought, I mean, he had 10 points in 63 games played this most recent year. He was played to varying extents throughout the course of the season. He had some 14-minute games in there. He had some 20-minute games in there. But for the most part, Matt Dumba is not as effective as a hockey player like he was back when he was scoring 50 points a year with the Minnesota Wild. That was a decade ago, it seems like. But nevertheless, Matt Dumba was a part of the Dallas Stars. Matt Dumba's cap hit was holding the Stars back. A lot of folks were saying, hey, this is where you start thinking about that Jason Robertson negotiation. That guy needs money. You just got money, and you gave it to Mikko Rantanen, so there needs to be some more money, folks. And that's why the Dallas Stars are trading away Matt Dumba, along with a second-round pick. This is also why Penguins fans can be excited for this move too, not because Matt Dumba is amazing and you're getting him, but because the price to get the second-round pick essentially is Vladislav Kolyachonok, who is an interesting prospect. I've always seen Kolyachonok's name floating around there ever since he was drafted back in 2018, I believe. No, 2019, excuse me. 2019, because this guy was going all over the place. Never mind the fact that his name is fun to say, but Kolyachonok was drafted by Florida in the 52nd overall spot in 2019. Then he went from Florida to Arizona. He was traded over there. Arizona, he was a part of Utah because, of course, they became that. And then he was claimed off of waivers by Pittsburgh and then traded over to Dallas. So Kolyachonok has had a really interesting career path filled with ups and downs into the NHL and the AHL. He was a very good defenseman for the Flint Firebirds in his draft-eligible campaign. So Kolyachonok was there. He then found himself in Syracuse and then Arizona. He played in Tucson, and then he found himself with the Utah Hockey Club and Pittsburgh Penguins this most recent season. I'm not saying that the Dallas Stars are getting a world beater over here. Kolyachonok is not amazing. He can probably play some NHL games here and there if you need the backup support. If a defenseman or two gets hurt and you need somebody to step in, Kolyachonok can do that. He's 24, so there is a lot of room for him to grow still. But make no mistake about it, the value in this trade from the Dallas Stars' point of view is Matt Dumba getting sent away. And already, you're seeing a lot of Penguins fans, or I don't even know if these are Penguins fans, but folks saying, oh, it's going to look a lot better when Dubas flips Dumba at the deadline for a third. Kyle Dubas fleece. My goat Dubas. Dubas is goated. Have fun with that, Penguins fans, Matt Hockey goes out there and says, pretty much insinuating that Matt Dumba isn't the best. This is the thing here. I think with the Pittsburgh Penguins being put in this position where they are one of the only teams that is full-on selling. You can talk about Sidney Crosby all you want. That's a separate conversation. But Kyle Dubas, even when he was with Toronto, this has always been one of the biggest strengths of him as a GM. Grabbing picks, getting as many lottery tickets as possible, and giving yourself as big of a chance as possible to make some sort of a draft swing, to make some sort of a something out of nothing draft pick situation. Second round pick, that's actually pretty valuable. I'm not going to lie. And Vladislav Kolyachonok was a former second round pick that the Penguins got for free off of waivers. So there really is just free value the Penguins have added here with this trade. And I'm not really including Matt Dumba in that conversation. Yes, the guy's included. Yes, he is a Pittsburgh Penguin, but for the most part, Dumba, you're kind of getting the same type of role out of Dumba that you had with Kolyachonok, a guy who might not play all the games, a guy who was kind of in and out of the lineup. He's just there, and he's not too fantastic. He's not going to produce as much as he had in the past. Matt Dumba has not played 82 games in an NHL season since that 50-point year 7 years ago. So there has been some sort of a decline in Dumba's overall performance. That's fine. You know, he is, 30 years old now, so he definitely is not young anymore. But the Pittsburgh Penguins are giving Dumba a home and potentially a chance to show himself off a little bit better next season. If they task Dumba with being a top 4 defenseman, for example, and he actually does pretty well, then maybe he can get flipped for a second-round pick or something again, and the Penguins will have received ultimate value for not just claiming Vladislav Kolyachonok on waivers all those months ago, but also for making this trade. I mean, you take a look at the career path of Matt Dumba. He's gone to a whole bunch of different organizations. Kolyachonok, same thing. I mean, this has been a really interesting development path from this Belarusian defenseman. Let's head back over onto Twitter and just read more of these replies. Pittsburgh now has 4 right-handed defensemen making over $3 million. I assume this means Dubas knows Karlsson is getting traded and brought in Dumba for the 3rd, while Clifton taking the 2nd. Dubas making use of Pittsburgh's cap space to get a 2nd-round pick. Any word on salary retained, or was the 2nd-round pick enough to convince Pittsburgh to take the full amount? Dallas is likely making room for another ad. I think they got some contracts they have to bring in and finalize. Neil got fleeced on that one. I'm sorry. Man, everybody seems to be more so on the side of Pittsburgh. 2nd-round pick. Pretty valuable, isn't it? With all this in mind, though, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this trade? The Pittsburgh Penguins and Dallas Stars have swapped defensemen, and the Dallas Stars also had to give up a 2nd-round pick to make it work. It is a 2028 second, so we won't be seeing this draft pick used for 3 years. Man, that's a long freaking time. I don't even know if I'm still going to be making YouTube videos at that time. Okay, realistically, I probably will be, but still, let me know your thoughts. Penguins fans, Stars fans, how do you feel about this trade? Are you relieved if you're a Dallas Stars fan that you were able to free up that money? Do you care about a 2028 2nd-round pick being the price? Do you still think that you're capable of accomplishing the things that you want to do? And if you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, how do you feel about this move and acquiring Matt Dumba and that draft pick for Kolyachonok, a free guy you had claimed on waivers? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.